All right, so welcome back, everybody. And get ready for another deep dive, this time into the world of Squid Game.
Squid Game Season 2.
Yeah, Squid Game Season 2.
And that ending, oh my goodness.
I know, right? It really, I don't even know where to start. So many twists, so many reveals.
Yeah. A lot to unpack, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I think, what's really fascinating is how it all kind of brings us back to like the main themes of the show, And especially like Gi-hun's whole transformation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that last scene with him on the train, like what?
Yeah, talk about a cliffhanger.
Right. I bet you've got a few theories you're working on about that, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've got some theories brewing. But before we get into all of that,
Yeah.
let's rewind a little bit. I want to talk about Jung Bae's death.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It was rough. Like, not just because, we lost a character that we really liked.
Yeah.
But it just felt like the ultimate kind of proof of what Frontman was saying all along.
It's like that moment just made everything feel so bleak. Like, even after everything Gi-hun had been through, all the sacrifices, it's like the world still found a way to take away the little that he had.
Totally. It throws into such sharp contrast, Like Gi-hun with his little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And Frontman who's just like weighed down by this whole system that just wants to crush you.
And speaking of Frontman.
Ooh, yeah.
That reveal.
Oh my God, right?
In-ho.
Yeah.
Jun-ho's brother. I did not see that coming.
It's crazy. It adds a whole other level to their story, Like we thought Jun-ho was going in there totally in the dark.
Yeah.
But he was actually facing his own brother,
Yeah.
who had been completely shaped by this system he was trying to expose.
Right. And then when you think about Frontman's past, like his wife's death and the financial ruin and all of that,
It makes you wonder.
it makes his motivations so much more complex.
For sure. It makes you wonder, what would push someone to become the face of such a messed up system? Was it just ambition? Like a weird sense of duty? Or maybe, like you said, something even more tragic.
Right. It's so hard to say.
It is. And that's what makes the show so good. Even the characters that seem like they're pure evil
Yeah.
still have these little moments of humanity that make you question everything.
It reminds me of another character that totally threw me off. Noel,
Oh, yeah.
a pink guard
I know.
and a sniper. I was like, what is happening?
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. My jaw was on the floor.
It's so brilliant, though, because it makes us really examine our own biases. We're so quick to label all the guards as the bad guys.
Right.
But then we hear No-yeol's story, a North Korean defector who just wants to be reunited with her daughter.
It's like the show is saying there's no easy answers.
Right.
Everyone's having to make these impossible choices.
Yeah.
Just trying to survive this system.
And even someone like No-yeol, who is technically, on the bad side,
Right.
is driven by love and just wants better future.
And that whole theme of hope versus despair, it runs through the whole season, doesn't it?
It really does.
Like even with Hyunju.
Yeah.
I mean, her courage during that rebellion was amazing. The way she used her military training to protect the others, it was just incredible to watch.
It was.
But it's so sad. Because she probably didn't make it, right?
Yeah, it seems like that's what they're hinting at. And it's especially heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Given her background,
As a trans woman, yeah, and a former soldier.
Exactly. She'd already been through so much.
And still found the strength to fight.
I know. It makes you wonder, if she could find the will to resist, could anyone?
Right. And what does that say about the system itself?
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Like even someone as strong as Hyunju couldn't escape it.
That feeling of hopelessness just hangs over the whole season.
Yeah, it does.
It's interesting you bring up Hyunju because it makes me think about something we were talking about earlier, Like some people are saying that like the games themselves are starting to kind of overshadow the actual story.
Oh, interesting.
Like they're comparing it to, like the Saw movies where it's all about like the spectacle and the gore and you kind of forget about the characters.
That's a good point. I mean, the games are definitely visually amazing.
Yeah.
And like the suspense is so well done.
Oh, totally.
But I think what makes Squid Game different is that the games aren't just there for shock value.
Yeah.
They're designed to like force these really tough choices,
Yeah.
and show us what people are really like deep down.
Right. They're like little microcosms of these bigger societal issues that the show is trying to deal with.
Yeah. Like take Red Light, Green Light, for example.
Oh, yeah. Such a good.
It's like a kid's game, right? But in the show, it becomes this really scary commentary on obedience and like the fear of consequences.
And it taps into something so primal, right? Like that fight or flight response when we're faced with danger.
You can't help but wonder, like, How would I react if I was in that situation?
Exactly. And that's what makes the show so good. It's not just watching people play these deadly games.
Yeah.
It's about understanding, like, why they make the choices they do, the desperation.
Yeah.
It's like the games are this crucible.
Well, that's a good word for it.
Right. Like they strip away all the masks and just show you human nature.
And it's not always pretty.
No, it's not.
But even with all the darkness,
Yeah.
there are these moments of hope,
Yeah, definitely.
like people being kind to each other, sacrificing themselves for others.
It reminds you that even in like the worst situations, there's still good in people.
Which brings me to something else I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The VIPs.
Oh, yeah, the VIPs.
We saw a little bit of them in season 1, but they were totally missing this time.
They were noticeably absent. Makes you wonder why, right?
Do you think they're saving them for like a big reveal in season 3?
Maybe. Like they're holding them back for something even bigger.
Do you think they'll get more involved in the games themselves, like actually design the challenges or something?
It's possible. Remember that conversation Gi-hun had with player 001?
Oh yeah, with Ilnam?
Ilnam was talking about how the rich have lost their sense of joy, you know? They need something real.
Oh, right. So maybe the games aren't just for entertainment,
Maybe it's more than that.
like a way for them to feel alive again.
Exactly. And if that's true, then their motives are even more disturbing, right?
It's kind of scary to think about.
It is. Like, are they just bored billionaires looking for a thrill? Or is it something deeper? Like, they can only find meaning in the suffering of others.
That's a dark thought.
It is. But it definitely raises the stakes for season 3.
For sure.
Yeah.
If the VIPs are going to be more hands-on, the games could get even crazier.
And imagine what that means for Gi-hun is he's already declared war on the game.
Yeah.
But if he's going up against the people who created it, the people with all the power, that changes everything.
It's like, how do you fight an enemy that's always in the shadows?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. And speaking of unanswered questions,
Oh, yeah.
there's one character whose motives I'm still not sure about. Front man.
Yeah, he's a tough one to figure out.
We got some of his backstory this season, but I feel like there's more to it.
He's so mysterious. Like, on the one hand, he's this cold, ruthless guy.
Right.
But then there are those moments where he seems to hesitate, like when he was about to shoot Jung Bae.
Yeah. Like something's holding him back.
It makes you think, what was the turning point for him?
Right. What made him embrace the darkness?
Maybe season 3 will tell us more about his past, like the moment he really lost himself.
Or maybe we'll see him start to question his role in the games.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Because he starts to realize the true cost of all this power.
To see Frontman, the guy who represents everything cruel about the game, actually start to waver.
I know. Like a glimmer of hope coming from the heart of the system.
It's a long shot, but it could happen.
This show is so unpredictable, anything is possible.
That's what keeps us coming back for more. The twists, the moral questions, the characters that you can't easily label as good or bad.
Yeah, Squid Game doesn't give us easy answers.
And that's what makes it so good.
It's easy to get caught up in, you know, all the different characters in the games.
Yeah.
But there's like a bigger picture here.
There is. I mean, when you think about Squid Game, it's not just a Korean story anymore.
Not at all.
It's like a worldwide thing.
Global phenomenon.
It's crazy how season 1 just like blew up.
It really did.
Like everyone was talking about it.
Right.
Dressing up as the guards.
Oh, yeah.
Even playing the games themselves.
It's wild. And it makes you wonder, what's that going to mean for season 3?
Right. Like, how are they going to handle that?
Yeah. Will the games, like, expand beyond Korea? Will we see players from all over the world?
Ooh, can you imagine? That would be so intense.
Right. Like, all the cultural differences, different ways of looking at the games.
It would add a whole other level to the show.
And it could open up so many possibilities for social commentary.
Yeah. The show already touches on class and economic inequality.
Totally.
But imagine if they took that global.
Oh, it'd be huge.
Like players from different countries, different backgrounds, all forced to compete in this system.
It would be such a powerful statement about inequality in the world.
Right. And how those systems, like corporations and governments, just keep perpetuating it.
Prioritizing profit over people.
There's a lot to think about, but I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Me too. The creators of Squid Game have a real chance to say something important here.
They do. And they've shown they're not afraid to tackle tough issues.
Exactly. Just look at Gi-hun.
I mean, he's been through so much.
He started out as just this ordinary guy.
Down on his luck.
But now he's seen like the worst of humanity.
But also incredible acts of kindness.
It's been an amazing transformation.
From just trying to survive
Yeah.
to actually fighting back against the system.
And now the question is, what's next for him?
Right. Will he become like a symbol of hope?
Can he stay true to himself after everything he's seen?
What will it cost him to try?
It's a question that's been around forever, right? Can you fight a monster without becoming one yourself?
It's something Squid Game really makes you think about.
It does. There's no easy answers, no clear-cut good guys and bad guys.
It's complex, but that's what makes it so interesting.
Exactly. Well, we've covered a lot today.
We have, and I don't know about you, but I am even more excited for season 3.
Oh, me too. And maybe a little scared, too.
Yeah, for sure. Squid Game is one of those shows that just stays with you.
It really does. It makes you think. It challenges your ideas.
So if you're listening, we want to hear from you.
Yeah. What are your theories for season 3?
Do you think Gi-hun can actually change things?
Let us know. Hit us up on social media.
We want to keep this conversation going.
Because that's what's so great about Squid Game. It's more than just a show.
Yeah.
It's like a reflection of us, you know? Our best and worst parts.
And until season 3 comes out, we'll be here.
Analyzing every little detail, every theory.
Waiting to see what happens next.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
And remember, stay curious, stay engaged.
And keep those theories coming.